4, breaking news. This is WYFF News 4 at 6 in high definition.
Something went wrong in that hospital. Those 2 people should not have gotten infected.
Tonight, more questions than answers after the latest American to be diagnosed with Ebola took a commercial flight and came in contact with more than 100 passengers.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention wants to hear from those Frontier airline passengers. Tonight it is confirmed a Texas-based nurse flew from Cleveland to Dallas, and less than 24 hours later she tested positive for Ebola. The CDC wants all 132 passengers on Monday's flight 1143 to call 1-800-CDC-INFO to interview them and monitor their health.
We encourage people to come forward at the slightest concern. We have not currently identified anyone who we feel merits blood tests to see if they have Ebola. We are continuing to monitor closely, and as with many parts of this investigation and this response, this can change from minute to minute and hour to hour.
The nurse was the second to contract Ebola after being in proximity to Thomas Eric Duncan, who died of the disease. As the area of possible infection expands across multiple states, News 4 explored what could be the first points of contact in the upstate.
Our Stephanie Trotter tonight takes us to the front lines of healthcare.
Each week, some 200 paramedics and EMTs canvass Greenville County, picking up patients in need. Ebola now sits at the front of their mind.
I would surmise that we are possibly just on the tip of the iceberg. One thing that we have going for us here is our infection control procedures are exceptionally well here in the United States.
Following new DHEC guidelines, 911 dispatchers are now alerting ambulance crews en route if travel history and Ebola-like symptoms are present at their destination. This prompts crews to put on protective suits found in each rig.
Ebola is something that is definitely very scary, but our personnel are prepared to handle any case.
When not on the road, first responders have been tapping into conference calls with the Department of Health and Environmental Control. Not only is the state instructing first responders on the front lines, DHEC is communicating with all healthcare providers in a variety of ways. Hearings, sponsored websites, and email and phone trees have all disseminated information. Bon Secours St. Francis Healthcare has taken that and alerted its physicians to use new screening tools down to sign-in sheets that ask about travel and possible exposure. Medics advise if you have flu-like symptoms, go to your doctor, with one exception.
If you've traveled to one of those medical hot zones in Africa or have been in contact with anyone who has, the best idea would be to contact us here at 911, allow the paramedics to transport you to the hospital.
Limiting exposure and protecting all. Stephanie Trotter, WYFF News 4, Greenville.
We also want to remind you that there is an American citizen with Ebola hospitalized at Emory University in Atlanta. The doctor was working for the World Health Organization in Sierra Leone. He tested positive on September 8th and arrived at Emory on September 9th. Hospital officials have not released a condition update at the patient's request.
There have been several cases of Ebola diagnosed in this country, and the story can be very confusing. You've probably been hearing the terms that you're not familiar with. We're going to break down a few here. Under the Ebola terms, first of all, quarantine. In this case, in this outbreak, that happens when someone who has been exposed to an Ebola patient is not considered infectious. Now, as for infectious, when you hear that coming out of our mouths, and you hear that in our copy, when that happens, the person is put into isolation. That's defined as someone showing symptoms, but in isolation. Self-monitoring is something very, very different. That means a person is taking his or her own temperature twice a day and then watching for other symptoms. We have a lot more on the recent Ebola cases online at WYFF4.com for you right now. Just go there and look in the media window. You'll find it on the front page. And it's 6:30. Right after this broadcast, tune into the NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams. They'll have live reports there from Dallas and Ohio. Much more on the latest Ebola patient and the CDC's response.
Tonight we're seeing what happened in the moments after an accused shoplifter was killed by police. The woman had led officers on a chase before the shooting. WYFF News 4's Mandy Gaither with more on the wrongful death lawsuit the police department is now facing.
When the cameras weren't on the bodies of Anderson police officers turned on, the video shows a car driving away. Moments later, a confrontation.
Show me your hands! Show me your hands! Put both hands up! Put both your hands up! Put them on the steering wheel, do it now! On the steering wheel, do it now! Put your hands on the steering wheel now!
The video shows Sharon McDowell after she was shot, but before she died, in the driver's seat of the Honda that officers had been chasing after McDowell had reportedly shoplifted from Kohl's. Police say McDowell aimed her car at them and then tried to run them over, and that's why they say they opened fire. On the video, you can hear the officers involved in the shooting talking to each other afterwards.
Partain, you good? Somebody go find Partain. Somebody come cover her so I can go find Partain. She's still alive. Doug, where are you at? Did you find anything? Did you? I don't know. What's the description of the other suspect? I don't know. All I know is we almost got ran over by a Honda right there. Are you good? Yeah. Put our guns in the car. Now.
That was my child. That was my baby. She did not deserve this. And you can't make me believe that she tried to run them over. I don't believe it.
McDowell's mother, Annie, hopes the wrongful death suit will bring justice in the case.
Clearly, the city of Anderson ought to be ashamed of the conduct of his officers. And this lawsuit has been filed to punish them for this kind of conduct so it never happens to anyone else again.
Lieutenant Kevin Warren with Anderson Police says the body cam videos have to be turned on manually, and he says the video doesn't show what led up to the shooting, which police say was McDowell driving her car towards the officers. There were also no cameras in the patrol cars involved, so no video there either. An internal investigation by the Anderson Police Department and SLED turned up no wrongdoing on the part of the officers.
Mandy Gaither reporting tonight. The police chief says he hasn't gotten a copy of the lawsuit, so he's unable to leave a comment on that at this time.
A Greenville man tonight stands accused of several sex crimes against children. The sheriff's office tells us 38-year-old Kenneth White II is charged with sexually assaulting 4 children, 13 years old and younger. Deputies say the crimes happened around 2010 and between 2013 and 14. White's being held right now without bond in the Greenville County Jail, and authorities ask anyone who believes you might have been a victim, call this number, 467-4709. 2 middle school students are in trouble with the law tonight. Police say they groped a classmate. Police say all 3 attend Belton Middle School. The chief tells us the 2 14-year-old boys are charged with assault right now. They've been referred to the Department of Juvenile Justice. The school district says appropriate action was taken with the students.
Covering our Commitment 2014, a federal judge is allowing Republican lawmakers to intervene in a pair of challenges to North Carolina's same-sex marriage ban. The ban is no longer enforceable, but the recent ruling potentially enables lawmakers to appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. A Charleston County councilwoman and her partner filed a lawsuit today against the South Carolina Supreme Court. The High Court stopped allowing probate courts to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples. But this was after Charleston County issued a license to Councilwoman Colleen Condon and Nicholas Bleckley. They want a federal judge to rule South Carolina's same-sex marriage is unconstitutional. They also want probate courts to be required to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples.